Well, hello, friends. Today is Tuesday, March 3rd, day 4 in the Epstein war against Iran. I'm guessing that many of you are overwhelmed by the 24/7 commentary that's happening by all the experts, as they're called. And I really don't want to overwhelm you with another analysis of what's going on by the minute, but I do want to give you my thoughts, share with you my thoughts on what is happening, why it's happening, and how it's going to end. I almost don't know how to start, but I'll begin with this stark warning to the United States and Israel from the new supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Reza Arafi of Iran. He said, "The time for negotiations is over. The United States has chosen to cross the red line, the line of irreparable harm. By launching this war, they have signed their own death warrant. They don't know when or how the axe will fall, but we hold the reins." They brandish the nuclear specter like a scarecrow, blinded by their arrogance. They have no idea of the true extent of our power or what we are prepared to unleash. As for Israel, its fate is sealed. Every strike, every crime, every act of suffering they have inflicted will come back to haunt them. They will remain in our sights, exposed, vulnerable, hunted. We will walk in the shadow of the leader, and every step is a lightning bolt. Now, here's my analysis. Iran can never stop or negotiate an end to this. It must completely destroy Israel, and it will, because it is involved in a fight for its very existence. It must inflict so much pain on the U.S. that it retreats in shame and ceases to have any respect or control over any other country. Iran has planned all of this out over the years, knowing full well this day would come. They haven't even used their most advanced weapons with multiple warheads. They have been shooting dummy missiles and drones as decoys to exhaust Israeli and U.S. defenses and to expose where critical radars are located. The real show is about to begin. There are hundreds of thousands of advanced missiles and drones in their arsenal, all hidden deep underground in massive tunnels and caves. Already, many Americans have been killed and wounded. I'm getting sources, Russian sources, claiming the number is over 650. Trump says only 3 or 4. The USS Lincoln aircraft carrier was not only forced to retreat, but sustained damage to its flight deck. F-16s are being shot down. 27 U.S. bases in all the countries in the region have been hit multiple times, many completely destroyed, along with the most expensive radar system. Iran is also striking U.S. embassies and even hotels where U.S. military are housed and fleeing. Iran insists that it is not at war with these countries, only the U.S., with its bases, installations, and places where U.S. troops and the CIA are located. The Strait of Hormuz is 21 miles wide at its narrowest point, with usable shipping lanes just 2 miles across. Through that narrow channel flows roughly 20 million barrels of oil per day, 20% of global LNG, and 1/3 of global fertilizer trade. Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Kuwait, UAE, Qatar, and Bahrain all depend on it for energy exports. So who needs that oil and LNG? China and India primarily. What is the only country they can turn to? If you said Russia, you're right. With nothing passing through the Straits of Hormuz, the price of oil will go over $100 a barrel. And it's not only oil, It's all the stuff Americans and Europeans need to survive. Everything from food to toilet paper will increase in price. Inflation will rise, and everything will be affected. Your mortgage, your credit cards, and loans will cost you more. This will crash the US and Western economy and create chaos at home, forcing Trump to issue martial law, lock up thousands of protesters, and cancel the midterm elections. Americans are going to find out that their days in the sun are over. And this Epstein thing isn't going away. In fact, many are referring to this as the Epstein War to get Americans to forget about the files. And then, not to be ruled out is the very real possibility of this war spiraling out of control beyond the region. Pakistan, strongly allied with Iran, has promised to help. India also has much invested in the region because of its huge dependence on crude and LNG and fertilizers. Both India and Pakistan have nukes. Israel has nukes. What could possibly go wrong? And then there is Turkey, sitting on the northern border with Iran. Turkey could become involved in a conflict with Iran in several different ways, and many of them would not necessarily start as a direct Turkey-Iran war. Because Turkey shares a long border with Iran and is a member of NATO, it sits in a complicated strategic position between Western alliances and regional security concerns. Turkey also imports oil via a pipeline running through Iran. Turkey already operates military in northern Iraq against Kurdistan Workers' Party, and Iranian Kurdish groups are closely linked. The Kurdish issue is one of the biggest triggers for Turkish military action. Iran-backed militias have previously attacked Turkish forces in Iraq. If the regional war widens, these proxy clashes could escalate into open confrontation. Finally, with the Temple of Satan, Israel, destroyed, the collapse of the satanic Rothschild banking system located in the city of London, and the defeat of the largest and strongest military the world has ever known, the three pillars of the axis of evil will have been destroyed. In a final thought, Russia and China will not directly enter this war unless Israel uses a strategic nuke. They will no longer be able to sit back on the sidelines and wait it out. God forbid Israel uses something larger. There is also the danger that nuclear-armed India and Pakistan could be dragged into this war, along with Turkey. My final thoughts tonight, Tuesday, March 3rd, are in the form of two questions. Are we an evolutionary aberration, designed in an evolutionary sense not to survive? I wonder. Helen Caldicott said that in my film, 30 Seconds to Midnight. And then, will those crazed satanic forces in Israel, London, and Washington, realizing they have lost this epic battle for the future order of the world, take the whole world down with them in a nuclear Armageddon? I said that at the end of my film, 30 Seconds to Midnight, in 2016. I would greatly appreciate it if you could kindly like and share this video.